Hello, I watched High Guardian Spice, and and I wanted to talk about it, but because school stuff, I don't really have the time to do like a whole edited like essay, video, analysis, review thing. So I decided to just give my thoughts randomly through all over speedpaint, kind of like what I did with the 2 year eternity thing. Watch that. Anyway, so High Guardian Spice. A couple years ago, Crunchyroll announced, Crunchyroll Originals, and they were talking about diversity and representation, and a lot of people got mad. Some people got mad for legitimate reasons. Some people got mad because they don't like the gays or something. I don't know. So I didn't look into anything. I didn't look into the production history. I just watched the show, flat out, nothing. And if it was good, it was good. It wasn't perfect. It was not perfect, but it was, just a cute show. The character designs and the art, I love all the character designs so much. They're so cute. All the characters themselves are cool. The voice acting, I've seen people complain about the voice acting, but it's good. It's good. There are like some moments where it feels like they're being like too natural and sort of whatever, but like I almost like where they're like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyway, but for the most part, it was good. And like in terms of like representation, there was like it felt like an honest attempt to do that. There's I think it's in the third episode. The main character, Rosemary, she's talking to one of her teachers, and her teacher knows Rosemary's mom, who's currently missing. So the teacher is showing her like an old photo album of them in school together, and she points to a picture of the teacher and her mom and says, "Oh, is that your sister?" And he says, "No, that's me." And she goes, "You were a girl?" And he says, "I'm transgender." And Rosemary Rosemary responds with, "I don't know that word." And then it like explains, and then the scene goes on. And it's kind of I thought it was cool, but but I am not trans. So if somebody else found it like a little upsetting in some way, then that's absolutely understandable and completely valid. But I think what I liked was they had Rosemary say, like, "I don't know that word," because of course children don't know words until they're taught it. And there is like a low-key, sort of not political, but so in High Guardian Spice there is old magic and then there's new magic. Old magic is basically like you have to draw out symbols or use ingredients and potions to actually cast a spell. There's a cost. But new magic is it's just where you have a magic ball and you can do pretty much anything. And another character, Sage, her family is all about old magic, and she even like describes her parents as super conservative. And they would like kill her if they knew she was using new magic. And the criticism I have there is that Sage sort of flip-flops between wanting to stick to old magic because it's sacred and traditional, and wanting to learn new magic, and like she's uncomfortable around it, but she also wants to learn it. And it takes literally till the last episode for her to see, like, you can use old magic and new magic together, and it's like that's kind of the obvious solution. So that was a little frustrating to watch, because it's like, of course, compromise, that's how let's see. Okay, a thing I had issue with was the mouth animation was sometimes really weird. Like, they weren't doing the anime thing where it just kind of like they were, where, like, there's like a couple frames like open, middle, close. Like, they did that sometimes, but it was just on occasion it felt off and didn't really work. And I don't know. Anyway, but the two characters that I am drawing here, we have Olive and Amaryllis? Amaryllis. It's a kind of flower. But so first off, Olive, evil cat girl. I love her. I also really love her voice actress, and I really should have looked them up before going into this. But so she like when I first saw like her and in like trailers and whatever, I thought she was just gonna be evil cat girl, like I'm gonna destroy the heroes or whatever. But like she's actually kind of like she doesn't want to like actually kill the characters, but like her boss is all like, you do a murder, and she's like, but do I have to? And she's really cool, and she at like towards the end, she's sort of like, you know what? Okay, wait, I don't want to kill. And people, this is really weird to me. People keep saying that she's, or I got a response on Tumblr because I made a post because I was like, if High Guardian Spice bad, then why Olive? Because I love Olive. And somebody was like, she's a ripoff of a character from a much better show, Tokyo Mew Mew. And it's like, first off, dude, are you gonna like tell me about Tokyo Mew Mew and also look at my username and like pretty much everything about my online presence? Like, you might want to rethink that. Secondly, she's not a ripoff of Ichigo. I don't know how they think that. Like, and or the prototype of Tokyo Mew Mew, which was Tokyo Black Cat Girl, which I know because I have the omnibus and I read. Dude, don't ever doubt me on my Tokyo Mew Mew knowledge. The only person who can surpass me is Hika Yagami, but that's another story. But she, like, Ichigo has a short haircut, but Olive has like a straight sort of edge to it, and I don't even know why I'm comparing. The criticism is just, it's not good. Like, clearly there was inspiration from Ichigo, but aside from cat girl with poofy dress, it's not, no, what, no. So the second character, Amaryllis, she starts off as like sort of a bully character, and she makes fun of Sage a lot because it's like, oh, you're using old magic, why don't you go back to old magic? And she's like, oh, you're so poor and whatever. But as it goes on, we see Amaryllis, she's just a little gremlin, all right? She craves violence, and I honestly kind of love that. She gets an axe at some points and just goes ham, and she grew on me. She was really, really funny, and I genuinely loved her by the end. Because she, like, Amaryllis and her friend Snapdragon sort of become secondary, like, main characters to the rest of the cast. And she was just so funny, and so I enjoyed her so much. And I remember, like, she isn't meant to be taken seriously as like a bully character. It's not on the same length as like Amity from Owl House, but it's more so she's just a weird kid who craves violence and is kind of like that character who's like, ooh, gossip and all that. I don't know. I loved her. I enjoyed her deeply. She was funny. She was cool. And seeing her genuinely be supportive of her friend Snapdragon was super nice. And it's like, yeah, she's got a heart. I loved her. She was funny. The main characters, all right. I should go over them. Parsley, who's a cute little dwarf. Sage and Rosemary, who come from the town of Pebble, and they're going off together. And then Time, who's an elf from the Fairy Woods, and there's like some corruption stuff. Time, I'm sad. I feel like she both gets a lot of development, but also not. It's weird. That might just be because I'm a dingus. But I just, as a group, you can see them slowly, like, they're like, I guess I'll tolerate well, that's time. Time is like, I'll tolerate their presence, but they kind of slowly grow closer together, and it's really cool. Okay, also another weird note is how at the beginning of every episode, it's like, oh, this contains stuff that might be disturbing to young viewers, like violence or whatever. But like we have a few like drops of blood, you know, and actually there is an interesting conflict with Rosemary, who is slowly like, she is realizing, oh my god, like there's blood on her sword after fighting monsters, and after she injures Olive in their in their first confrontation, she's like, oh my god, like I've hurt somebody, and she later like shows remorse for that, and it's like, aw. But what was I saying? Oh shoot, I don't know. I guess in general, just, you know, High Guardian Spice, I feel like if it just came out on like Netflix with no like prior, it would have just been a cool show, and I'm sure a lot of people would be willing to give it a chance. I don't like, and there are some, once again, some little animation bits are not the best, and I think we've all seen the like PNG bread. I don't know, where did that come? How? It's astounding. It's a little amazing, but it's obvious that the show has been through production hell, and you know, that's a little sad, because to me, without like looking into it, this show feels like somebody's genuine attempt at creating a fun world, and they do to an extent. It is so cool to see all these new creatures, and this art style is very reminiscent of like She-Ra, and like it has inspirations from a bunch of anime, definitely like Little Witch Academia, Tokyo Mew Mew, a bunch of other magical girl stuff, and it's like, god, it's so nice. And it's sad that it's getting like railed by people who, I don't know. It's also very funny how people will be like, I don't hate this show because of the representation, and then they'll talk about how they think the gays are silly or something. I don't. I stole that from a Tumblr post. I'm so sorry. But anyway, these two ended up being my favorite characters, so here they are, and I very much hope that you enjoyed this. Give High Guardian Spice a chance. It's just a fun show. It's fun. Yeah, it's this, man, just vibe. Just vibe. Just gotta vibe, brother. Yeehaw!